Hello, hello, hello. It's another Tuesday. So welcome to the Chaos Goblin. I really think I need to change my my thingy to the Chaos Goblin, and let me find my page and then we'll get going with a cute card. We're going to use the new lovely arrangement, which is this. So pretty. I'm just trying to get all the gadgets doing their thing. Lovely arrangements. I wasn't going to purchase this. This was not on my list of things to get, but then my sweet friend had double ordered hers and I decided that I needed it in my life. So here we are. We're going to make a cute card with it, and Facebook is not my friend. Yeah, no, it isn't. I wonder if you have to... Oh, look at that. Yeah, you know, they update stuff and then they don't tell you how to use it, right? Ta-da, it works. What I really like about this, and what made me go, yes, I'll buy your second set off you, dear sweet friend, is this background. Now, if I can find a piece of paper, I actually used it. I'm going to show you the dies in just a second. Here they are. Let's get them out because it's just easier, right? So, oh, my little leaf. Let's come back, little leaf, before we lose you. Okay, so this background here, I just put it on some white cardstock and then did it twice. So I obviously, let me fish it off the mat. So I did one like that, and then I flipped it over and did one like that. And that's what I was going to use on tonight's class. And then I went off down a rabbit hole with this one. So we're actually going to use this, but I will absolutely get round to using this on another card, because I think this with tone on tone white with some flowers going across it would be really, really pretty. So that's what this die does. Kind of fun to look at, right? Then we have this die, and I'm going to use this in just a minute and show you what it does. But here, again, I cut it in white to show you what it looks like. Kind of fun, isn't it? Isn't it pretty? And we're going to use that. You then have two different banner pieces for words. I'm going to use the larger of the one. The coordinating stamp set, obviously just a note, happy birthday, you are so lovely. They're all going to fit on this skinny one, and then the larger ones are going to fit on the curved border. But how fun it would be to put the words on the skinny one and then overlap it onto a coloured cardstock or a paper one, which is the curved end one. These two dies and this die, so those three open dies obviously fit the three images, and then these are your coordinating leaf dies that make some very, very pretty little leaves. I thought I'd got one. Yeah, I've got a double one here. So this is that double one, and I just cut it out as some Secret Sea cardstock. But again, I'm not going to use this. I decided I was going to, then I decided I wasn't, and umming and ahhing. I have them if I need them, right? Okay, so as always, in the comments, say hello, tell me where you're watching from, and let's get on with this fun card, right? I love to see where in the world you're watching from, so tell us where you are. This is the stamp set we're going to use, and I've already blocked up my images. I want to show you a technique using the Secret Sea ink. You can use any dark colour, it will work. So I'm going to just ink up this flower, and then I can show you this technique. So we're just going to touch, and then we'll stamp it, and then I'm going to I'll clean my stamp in a minute. So often, especially when you've got a newer colour like Secret Sea, there isn't necessarily a matching pencil. But did you know that you can take the water painters, and this one is just got some water in it, it's just wet, or you can take the Wink of Stella, and I'm going to do half of the flower in each so you can see the difference. You can take it, and I like to go round in a circular motion, and can you see it's picking up that ink, and it almost becomes a watercolor, right? So you can just do different areas and highlight those darker areas if you want. I like to go over the whole flower, so that, and then you just clean it on some Kleenex and it'll work. Here you can do the same thing using Wink of Stella, and now suddenly you've got a sparkly flower that has a little bit of colour. It doesn't pull the colour quite like the water painter does, but it still does a pretty good job at it. So let me hold this up to the camera and then you can see, because I know it's hard on camera to see it. I'm hoping that it will show just how much. Now you don't want to get this too wet, because obviously you don't want the surface of your paper to start changing, and you can always go back over it again. Let me just get this going. Hang on. All right, so you can also you can pull it. Now, is this a new technique? No, of course it isn't. We've done it for years and years, right? But we forget. And we're like, oh, well, I don't have a pencil, or, oh, I haven't bought that coordinating marker yet. How am I going to colour in that flower? Well, again, I know it doesn't show up on the camera. It looks like nothing, but if I hold it up, I'm hoping you can see that ink, that it's started to come out into the petals itself. Again, it still doesn't look very dark. It's much darker in person than it is in real life. But this is how I coloured in my flowers that I've already cut and coloured and cut out. So if I lie them on a piece of white cardstock here, I'm hoping that you can see some of those colours and that you can see the difference in the colour now that they've dried. And I didn't add any ink. Now, if you wanted to, could you? Of course you can. And yes, they do show up a little bit better. So where's my little wet leaf gone? So if you wanted to, you can always take your ink pad. We know this, right? You squish it together and transfer some of that ink into the lid. Where did my water painter go? And then you can actually pick up the water, the colour, and then you can absolutely come in and you can see just how much darker. I'm not being careful at all, but you can see how much darker that leaf is. So you do still have ways of colouring, even if you don't have a marker, even if you don't have a pencil, you can still use your ink pad with your water painters. Don't have a water painter, but you have a regular water brush, absolutely use that, but just don't have that water brush super wet, because it will flood your artwork. Okay, so give me a thumbs up or give me a heart if you know these techniques and you'd forgotten to use them. Okay, so tell me that in the comments, which one you're like, oh, I forget I can use that. So here it gives you a much softer look, and you can still see the color. It does give you a softer look because of the we're just pulling the ink from the lines. We're not adding additional ink from those from the ink pad. Yes, so tell me in the comments below. What I also did with this, I also went into my center of my flowers, and just at the center of all of those stamens in the center, I've just gone in and added in a little bit more of the I've done these with the water paint, and then I've just added a little bit of Wink of Stella to the center of those flowers to give them a bit of a shimmer and shine. All right, so let's stick some of these pieces down. And then I can show you what else I used. All right, so my card base is Secret C. Okay, you know that you can buy it in 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12. 12 by 12 is going to be a white core. 8.5 by 11 is going to be the dyed solid core. So this is your standard 8.5 by 5.5 card. You know, you can get 2 from an 8.5 by 11, yes, and scored at 4.25 to make a standard card size. This white piece, which is going to go in the center, is 5.25 by 4. And we'll just stick that down. And yes, my tape runner is somewhere cunningly disguised. So we're going to use the Tombow adhesive just for speed. Okay, and we'll just pop it and center it in that inside section. Like so, all ready to write your saying on. Now, you know me, Sarah loves the inside of our card kits, yes. So if you've ever bought a Close to My Heart card kit or a Paper Pumpkin kit, you get this chipboard in the bottom of them, which I absolutely love. And you can see I use it so that it's easy clean. You also know that if our kits have any stamping in them, not all of the kits do, some of them have no stamping, they're just all pre-printed phrases, which makes life easy. But if there is a stamp and a block and an ink in it, this is the kind of ink you get. So these are the felt inks with a linen surface, and they are great for doing this technique. And you know what I'm going to do, I've done it before. We're going to do the wood grain technique. You're going to start on your scrap paper and you're going to finish on your scrap paper. Don't stop on your cardstock, because otherwise you're going to end up with a line. So we're just going to start above it and finish after it, and we're just going to drag it down. Now, can you do it with the regular ink pads? No, you cannot, not with the full size, because they are foam and they will catch and they will rip. What I'm also going to do is I'm just going to come in with this ink pad and I'm just going to ink up around that edge just to give it a little bit of definition. All right, put the lid on, we're good to go. Obviously you can stamp with these as well. All right, so my base is ready. Now, I told you that I'd gone ahead and I'd cut this image out, but I actually cut it out in the Secret C. And you can see where I've already taken some amounts of the Secret C ribbon, which is, just so you know, 166932, and I've just threaded it through the hole. So I'm going to do the last one just to show you, and I've alternated it. And yes, I've just had my nails done, so they are all nice and clean. They're already inky. Yeah, inky fingers always. I am in Akron, Ohio this weekend, so make sure you come and see me, come and visit me on the booth. You come in through the front doors, turn right, and I'm going to be along that right hand wall. That's where you'll find me, so come and visit me. Come and see. I would love to see you and visit with you. I have a beautiful make and take for you. Okay, so I've alternated it so that it almost looks like basket weave. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. All right, let me add a little bit of adhesive to the back, and I'm just going to add it to the full squares. I'm not adding it behind the ribbon because I'm going to tuck the ribbon around my base piece. So let's try and get this straight, because we do love it when it's straight. And there. So I'm just going to kind of center that so it's got equal distance at the sides and the top and the bottom, and we'll just give that a second. And while that is just setting, I'm just going to stamp my sentiment. Now I've already cut my sentiment from using that die that I showed you. And then where's my ink pad? Dang it, I just had it. Oh, there it is. Right, I wonder what that bit was for. Can't remember. Please tell me I've done the right size. Yes, I did. Look at me getting all kept clever. All right, hello friend. So we're just going to put hello friend on that. Okay, and again, I will clear this up in a minute. And I've already gone in and I've edge distressed it. You know, I'm going to do the other side. This is the beauty, right? Let's just get good ink coverage. I think I've got a hair underneath it. My hair gets everywhere. There we go, that's way better. And I'll just re-edge distress it with my scissors. All right, I'll put that back in a minute. So let me find my old scissors. And we'll just scuff up those edges. And that's what I've done to my blue cardstock. And I am going to do it to the edge of that. And you're going to say, Sarah, what's the point? You just ink distressed it. Yes, I know, but you'll still be able to see that ink distressing. So, and it will still look slightly darker, but you'll get the combination of the white and dark. All right. Just take the edge of your scissors. I support it along the edge of my finger, and that makes it easier. And it just gives you that textural feel. You know, if it's not shimmer brush and it's not, it doesn't have edge distressing on it, I probably didn't make it. All right, so I'm actually going to, I did find my tape runner, but it's almost empty. So let's see if I've got enough to at least do this and anchor down this ribbon. Yes, I do. I've got to go find a refill. I have hundreds of refills somewhere. Okay, let's just tuck these pieces around the back. Oh, that one went down pretty straight. I just want to make sure they're evenly spaced. Oops. That one isn't. Okay. The beauty of tape. Right, there we go. I ought to be on camera so you can actually see what I'm doing. That would help, wouldn't it? Okay. I thought that baby had gone to sleep downstairs, but I don't think he has. There, look how pretty that is. So you have this woven texture in and around. And how fun would it be to do a different colour, a coordinating colour? You could do it in green or you could do it in cream. You could layer up your ribbons. That would be super pretty as well. I really like that. Okay, so now I've actually found my tape runner. Let's stick this down while I've still got a whisker left. All right, and we are just going to centre that on that like there. All right, 3D foam tape. Cunningly disguised as underneath the underneath all of my stuff. Here we go. Let's get the 3D foam tape out. I've got some larger pieces somewhere, and they are cunningly disguised as that. See, look at me getting all organised. Okay, let's move those out of the way. So we've got two sizes. We've got the small and the large. All right. So let's put some. That one is the side I don't want to see. So this is the side that's going to have the 3D tape on it, the Stampin' Dimensionals. Our Stampin' Dimensionals comes in two sizes, and I use both equally because it depends the size of the piece I'm going to. Let's just take that out of the way. And the nails are long, so let's get rid of the hair. I told you there was a hair. Right, I am going to put that on there, something like that. But depending on the size of the piece I'm sticking down, I do use both pieces. And who else in their life finds these little hexagons of backing paper all over the place? I opened up my drawer this morning to get a clean t-shirt out, and there was one of these itty-bitty little ones stuck to my clean laundry. I'm like, really? How the heck does that happen? Now, you can see that here are all of those flowers, and I did both sizes of flowers. I did the half and I did the full flowers, and I've cut 6, 3 of each, because I don't know how many I'm going to use. And you can see, I'm hoping you can see if I pick it up and show you, you can see that as they've dried, they've curved, and that's just the water on the cardstock. But for this project, it works beautifully because it now means that my flowers actually have some dimension, and I love that for me. All right. I also stamped the leaf and cut those out using the die. Because the die is in the set. So I've cut out 3 different leaves, and I think I'm pretty sure where I want them. And then the other thing, let me get rid of that piece. When you cut out these, you end up with all of these little diamond shapes. And I think that I'm actually going to use these as an embellishment. I have them, right? If not, I'll throw them away. Okay, let's stick some of these flowers down. I know that I'm only going to stick down in the centre because they're curved. I want them to be curved. I want them to have that dimension. So I'm not sticking any more down than that, all right? So let's have a look. Yeah, and then we can fit the petals around the word, right? And I'm thinking one of these up here, like so. Yeah. Okay, so let's just put them down. Yep, somebody's home. Papa will be grateful. Another set of hands for one small child. Who knew? I don't remember children being this much hard work when I was younger. But then I was 30 when I had mine, and I was not 60. Right? But I'm telling you, the love of a grandchild is oh so special. Oh, so special. Let's tuck that in there like so. Okay, and I've only stuck them down gently so I can still move them. All right, we want these leaves to come in. I think that flower is a bit high, but this one is not. So we'll just pop this down. All right, you know the rule when you want to get some dimension. We're going to put the 3D Stampin' Dimensionals at the top. And then we're going to use a little bit of the glue at the bottom, and that way they will go flat down at the base. I'll have that leaf coming out like that. Don't want to cover the words. You know, it's so easy to concentrate on your image and not concentrate on your letters and cover those up, which you absolutely don't want to do. Oh, yes, in there. Yes, ma'am. Say yes, ma'am. I'll pop it there. And just like working on a layout, which is what I talked about last week, if you get all your pieces and lay them down for a start, and sort of map out your card or your scrapbook page or your mini album or whatever you're working on, it makes it so much easier. And like I said, even though these flowers, I've glued them down, they're just tucked in, so I can still move them. Here, let's lift that one up if I need to, because of course you've got to keep it within the page, sorry, within the card, so that I can get the card in the envelope, right? So pretty. Yeah, we'll do the same up there. So this is a monochromatic card, so this is just white cardstock and Secret C. So we've used Secret C ink and Secret C cardstock. You get the lighter version by using it with the water painter. And then we're almost finished. So let's just tuck that one in, just pop it out there. Oh, that's so pretty. And I think it would be super fun to have one there as well. So let's just pop one of the larger ones, and we'll pop one down here as well. I kind of like it there, but then it looks like it's just floating down there, whereas if I pop it down here, it looks like it's flowing across. Yeah, we'll do it there. Okay, oh, I like that. All right, so Sarah's going to need tweezers, but as I said, I think these would be so cute. And we'll just lice a few on and see whether we like them, right? We might not like them, but I kind of do. Okay, I need your help here. We need some audience participation. What do you think? Or are they too much? So thumbs up if you like them, and we'll go with the consensus. I kind of do. Okay, so let's fancy it up. Let's see if I color them in with the shimmer brush, the Wink of Stella. Okay, let's switch one out. Oh, we're liking it. There's a lot of hearts and a lot of likes coming. Whoops. Yes, ma'am. That's what we're going to do. Well, let's colour them in with the shimmer brush because they are Wink of Stella. You know what I mean. Honestly, with new product out called shimmer brushes, and from previous product called shimmer brushes, it's hard for my brain not to say shimmer brushes, but you all know what I mean when I say it. The Chaos Goblin brain takes over. All right, and you also, please tell me you all remember, so she's spitting on her card, that you're going to put the dabs of adhesive on your card, and then you can just drop your embellishment on top. Oh, I do like these. Okay, make sure they're straight, Sarah. And that's the beauty of that little dot of liquid adhesive. Now I've lost one. Ah, haha. Sparkle them. All right. And then one here. That is so pretty, and it ties in the sparkle in the center of the flowers. How cool is that? We love. All right, we've got the flowers, so let's stick a couple inside, and I'm going to use 3D foam tape as well. I don't care. use a little, I'll use one of those, and then how about we do, because I'm not, the reason I didn't use these on the front is because I think they're going to get lost. I just think that it's too much with all of the blue cardstock over here, but that doesn't mean I can't use one on the inside, right? And in this case, I'm actually going to use just a dot of adhesive on the back, because with the lines that are embossed into them or cut into them for the I'm going to call the definition in the leaves, they come, just be aware that they come really close to the edge of the dot, so it's quite easy to tear them. So I am not unhappy about this layout. Let's put another single one there. Layout card. Now, could you use this as a layout? Yes. How about doing a section, a 4x6 flip flap, and using that as a decoration with different words, and then lifting it up and having photos and using it on a layout? I'm super happy with that. I hope you like this as much as I do. I'm not going to put any sparkly diamonds on the inside. This is so much prettier in person. The lights just wash it out. But I hope you've learned. We did the wood grain technique using the stamping spot in the background. We've used the same color cardstock. We've used the full-size ink pad to stamp our images, because I have both, right? If you only had this one, you could absolutely ink up your images with this one. We used the water painter or a paintbrush to flood our flowers with color, and then we used a little bit of the Wink of Stella at the inside of the flowers and on the punch outs, which were these spaces in our die cut. So I hope you've enjoyed this class. I hope you've learned something if you're new. I hope you have reminded you of something if you have been stamping for a while. I would love it if you would take this video and share it to your Facebook feed. That would be a huge help to me. And if you miss a video or it's been deleted because Facebook deletes them, you'll find all my videos on YouTube. So go ahead and look on YouTube for all of my videos there, and please feel free to share them to your page. I will see you next Tuesday. I'll be back from Akron, Ohio. Hopefully, if you watch my videos and you're in Akron, come and say hello to me and go, I watch your videos on a Tuesday, and introduce yourself. I would love to meet you. So hopefully I'll see you in person, and failing that, I'll see you here next Tuesday for another technique tutorial with the Chaos Goblin. All right, my friends, bye.